I never thought I'd be one of those guys writing these kinds of posts, but here I am. The past few months have completely destroyed the life I thought I had. I need to get this off my chest because I feel like I am drowning, and maybe someone out there has been through something similar. My wife Amy and I have been married for 8 years. We met in college, and everything seemed perfect. We both had decent jobs, bought a house in the suburbs, and had what I thought was a solid relationship. Amy worked as a cosmetologist at a high-end salon for years, but she always talked about wanting her own place. She had this vision, a small, exclusive salon where she could build her own clientele and be her own boss. About a year ago, a small commercial space opened up in a newly renovated part of town. Perfect location, good foot traffic, the works. When Amy saw it, she lit up in a way I hadn't seen in years. That passion, that excitement in her eyes, I wanted to make it happen for her. They always believed in supporting your partner's dreams, right? So I dipped into our savings, took out a small business loan as a co-signer, and helped her secure the space. For 3 months, I spent every weekend helping renovate the place. Painting walls, installing fixtures, setting up stations. I built custom shelving with my own hands. I created her website, set up her booking system, designed business cards, and even hired a local artist to paint a mural on the main wall. I was all in. This was our future, her dream that I was helping build. Lumiere Beauty opened 6 months ago with a small party for friends and family. Amy was beaming that night, and I felt like the luckiest guy in the world. My wife, following her dreams with me by her side. I remember toasting to her success, to our future. The first couple of months were what you expect from a new business: slow growth, building clientele, adjusting hours. Amy worked hard, often coming home exhausted but happy. I massage her shoulders and listen to her talk about her day. We were a team. Then things started to change. The late nights got later. She'd come home smelling like expensive cologne instead of hair products. Her phone became something she guarded. She'd take calls in another room, speaking in hushed tones. When I asked about her day, her answers became vague, generic. Just the usual, nothing special. I didn't want to be that husband, the jealous, suspicious type. I trusted her, so I made excuses in my head. She's networking. She's building business relationships. She's tired from working so hard. Last month, I stopped by the salon unannounced on a Friday evening. I had made dinner reservations at her favorite restaurant as a surprise. It was around 8 p.m., and the salon was supposed to close at 7. The lights were on, but the closed sign was hanging on the door. I could see through the window that most of the salon was dark, except for the light coming from her office in the back. I called her cell, thinking I'd tell her to wrap up whatever paperwork she was doing. No answer. I texted. Nothing. I tried the door. It was unlocked. As I walked in, I heard laughter coming from her office. A man's voice, then Amy's. My stomach dropped, but I told myself it was just a late client. A business meeting. Anything but what I feared. I walked toward the office slowly, each step feeling heavier than the last. The door was partially open, and through the crack, I saw them. Amy sitting on her desk, a man standing between her legs, his hands on her waist. They were kissing. I must have made a sound because they suddenly broke apart. Amy's face when she saw me. I'll never forget it. Not guilt, not remorse, annoyance, like I was intruding on something that was rightfully hers. "Mark," she said flatly, "you should have called first." That's when I noticed who the man was. David, my friend from college who had attended our wedding, who had been to our home for dinner countless times. The next few minutes are a blur in my memory. David mumbling some excuse and slipping past me. Amy straightening her clothes, her face hard and defensive. "It's not what you think," she started, using the most cliché line in the history of affairs. But it was exactly what I thought, and worse than I could have imagined. Thanks for all the supportive comments on my first post. Writing this out is painful, but it helps to process everything. Here's what happened next. That night at the salon, after David left, Amy and I had our first real fight in years. Not the kind of disagreement normal couples have, but a raw, ugly confrontation that revealed who she really was. A person I didn't recognize. It's not what you think, she repeated, gathering herself and shifting into damage control. Really? Because it looks like you re-fucking my friend in the business I helped you build, I said, my voice breaking. That's when Amy's entire demeanor changed. The mask slipped, and what was underneath scared me. Your business? She snapped. You think because you helped with some money and hammered a few nails that this is your accomplishment? This is my salon, my career, my life, our life, I corrected her. We remarried, remember? She laughed, a cold, dismissive sound that cut deeper than any insult could have. Our marriage has been on life support for years, Mark. You just didn't notice because you were too busy playing the supportive husband role. I stood there, stunned. We had problems like any couple, sure, but life support? This was news to me. How long? I managed to ask. How long has this been going on with David? Does it matter? She countered. With David specifically? A few months, but there were others before him. Others, plural. My knees felt weak. The salon made it easier, she continued, almost casual now, as if discussing a business strategy. I could schedule fake appointments, have a reason to work late. The perfect cover. My mind was reeling. So the business I poured our savings into, that I co-signed loans for, that I physically built with my own hands, was just a convenient way for you to cheat on me. Oh, please, she rolled her eyes. Don't be so dramatic. The salon is successful, your investment is fine, and it's not like you weren't getting anything out of our arrangement. You got to play the hero, the supportive husband everyone admires. You got to tell everyone how you helped build your wife's dream. It fed your ego. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was turning this around on me, making it seem like I was somehow using her ambition for my own validation. I did it because I love you, I said quietly. Because partners support each other. Love, she scoffed. You love the idea of me, Mark. The pretty wife who validates your masculinity. But you don't really see me. You never have. I left the salon that night in a daze. I couldn't go home. Not to our home. So I checked into a hotel. I sat on the edge of that generic hotel bed, staring at the wall, trying to reconcile the woman I just confronted with the woman I thought I married. The next day, I called in sick to work and went to see David. I needed answers from him too. He lived in a modern apartment downtown. When he opened the door and saw me, the color drained from his face. Mark, man, I pushed past him into his apartment. How long? I demanded. David sank onto his couch, head in his hands. 4 months, he admitted. It started at your anniversary party. She approached me, Mark. I swear I didn't save it. I cut him off. You were my friend for 15 years. You were a groomsman at my wedding. She said your marriage was basically over, he mumbled. That you guys were only staying together for appearances. The same lie she told me the night before. I laughed bitterly. And you believed that? You didn't think to maybe ask me, your supposed friend, if my marriage was falling apart? He had no answer for that. Is she the first? I asked. The first of my friends you know about her being with? His hesitation told me everything. Who else? I pressed. I know about Jason, he said, referring to another college friend. And she mentioned someone from your work. Tom, I think? Tom, my direct report at the advertising agency where I worked. The guy the first helped get promoted last year. Anyone else? My voice was hollow now. There were clients, I think. Men who came to the salon. David looked up at me, his expression a mix of guilt and pity. Mark, she talked about you like you were a joke. I am so sorry, man. I got caught up in it, but I should have told you. I left David's place with a cold clarity I hadn't felt before. This wasn't just an affair. This was systematic betrayal. My wife had been living a double life, using our marriage as a cover while she built her real life elsewhere. When I got home that evening, Amy was acting like nothing had happened. She made dinner, my favorite pasta dish, and had a glass of wine waiting for me. "We need to talk," she said, her voice soft, conciliatory. The manipulative shift gave me whiplash. "About what?" I asked, not touching the wine. "About how you've been sleeping with my friends. About how you used me to finance your affair headquarters." "Don't be crude," she frowned. "I made a mistake with David. I admit that, but our problems started long before that. You've been neglecting me emotionally for years, Mark." And there it was. The blame shift. Somehow, her serial cheating was now my fault. "That's interesting," I said, feeling strangely calm. "Because according to David, you've been sleeping with at least 2 other friends of mine, plus a coworker, plus who knows how many clients. That's a lot of mistakes, Amy." Her face hardened. The sweet, conciliatory act vanished. "Fine," she snapped. "You want the truth? I've been unsatisfied for years. You boring, Mark. Predictable. Always doing the right thing. Always so concerned with what other people think. I needed more." I looked at this woman, this stranger wearing my wife's face, and felt nothing but a cold, spreading numbness. "I want a divorce," I said quietly. Her eyes narrowed. "Fine. But remember, the salon is half mine legally. And since I am the one who actually runs it, who brings in the clients, I'll be keeping it. Your investment was just that, an investment. Sometimes they don't pay off." I went upstairs to pack a bag, my mind racing with everything I learned. As I grabbed clothes from our closet, I noticed a small box hidden in the back of her side. Inside was a burner phone and a small notebook with names, dates, and payments. That's when I realized the salon wasn't just a cover for affairs. It was something much worse. The notebook I found hidden in our closet changed everything. At first glance, it looked like appointment records, names, dates, times. But these appointments weren't on the salon's official books. And the numbers next to each name weren't service prices from any salon menu I'd ever seen. $500, $800, even $1,200 for some sessions. I am not naive. I knew immediately what I was looking at. My wife wasn't just having affairs. She was charging for them. The salon, the business I had helped build with my own hands and our shared savings, was being used as a front for prostitution. I sat on our bed, the notebook in my trembling hands, trying to process this new level of betrayal. The burner phone next to me suddenly lit up with a text. "Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Regular rate plus extra for specifics." I felt sick. I put everything back exactly as I found it and finished packing my bag. I couldn't confront Amy about this tonight. I needed time to think, to plan my next steps carefully. When I went back downstairs, Amy was sitting at the dining table, calmly sipping her wine. "So, are you going to be reasonable about this divorce?" she asked. "I am willing to make it amicable if you are." The sheer audacity stunned me. This woman who had betrayed me in every conceivable way was now proposing an amicable split, on her terms, of course. "I need some time," I managed to say. "I am going to stay with Jake for a few days." Jake was my brother who lived across town. Amy nodded, seemingly pleased that I was leaving. "That's probably best. Take all the time you need to accept that this is happening." As I headed for the door, she called after me. "Oh, and Mark, let's keep this between us for now. No need to drag our friends and family into our private business." Translation. Don't tell anyone what I've been doing. I didn't respond. I just left, the weight of what I discovered pressing down on me like a physical force. At Jake's place that night, I told him everything, the affairs, the notebook, the text. His reaction shifted from shock to rage to grim determination. You need a lawyer, he said. Not just any lawyer. The best divorce attorney in the state. And then you need to talk to the police. The police. I hadn't even considered that angle yet, but Jake was right. What Amy was doing wasn't just immoral, it was illegal. Not to mention the tax fraud implications of undeclared income. The next morning, I called in sick to work again and met with a divorce attorney recommended by a friend who gone through a nasty split himself. Carolyn Delaney was a sharp, no-nonsense woman in her 50s who listened to my story without so much as blinking. Take photos of everything, she advised when I told her about the notebook and phone. Don't remove them. That could be considered theft. But document their existence. And check your financials. All of them. Joint accounts, credit cards, retirement funds. She's been hiding one life from you. She might be hiding money too. I spent the rest of the day doing exactly that. What I found made my stomach turn. Small withdrawals from our joint account over months, adding up to thousands. Credit card charges for hotel rooms in neighboring towns. A separate checking account I knew nothing about, discovered only because a statement had been mistakenly mailed to our home instead of the salon address. Amy had been systematically siphoning money while simultaneously using my income and our savings to fund her business. That evening, instead of confronting Amy, I did as Carolyn advised. I went home while Amy was at the salon, photographed the notebook and the burner phone, and searched for any other evidence. In a locked drawer in her home office, I found more damning material. A second set of books for the salon showing much higher income than what was being reported to the IRS, letters from an offshore bank, and most disturbingly, photos of Amy with various men. Some I recognized, others I didn't. In some photos, they were in compromising positions. Blackmail material, I realized. She was collecting insurance against her clients. I documented everything and left before Amy came home. I couldn't stand to be in that house anymore. Everything felt tainted, corrupted. The next day, I met with Carolyn again and showed her what I found. This changes things, she said grimly. We need to talk to the authorities. What your wife is doing crosses several legal boundaries. I want to confront her first, I said. I need to hear her admit it. Carolyn strongly advised against this, but I couldn't move forward without looking Amy in the eye one more time. I needed that closure. So that evening, I went back to our house. Amy was home, sitting at the kitchen island with her laptop, probably managing her real business. She looked up, surprised to see me. I didn't hear you come in. I know about the other business, Amy, I said without preamble. The one you really running at the salon. Her face gave nothing away, but I noticed her hand tighten around her wine glass. I don't know what you talking about. The appointments that Aaron on the books. The cash payments. The burner phone. The offshore account. I laid it all out, watching her expression shift from denial to calculation. After a long moment, she closed her laptop and sighed. You weren't supposed to find out like this. How was I supposed to find out? Or was I never supposed to know that my wife is a... Don't you dare finish that sentence. She cut me off, eyes flashing. I provide a service that men are willing to pay premium rates for. I am a businesswoman, Mark. I saw an opportunity and I took it. Using the business I helped you build. Using our marital funds. She laughed, that same cold laugh from the salon confrontation. You helped me build the perfect cover. The respectable facade for a much more profitable enterprise. And you were so proud of yourself for it, weren't you? So convinced you were this amazing, supportive husband. Her casual cruelty took my breath away. Did you ever love me at all? Amy considered this, tilting her head. I loved what you represented. Stability, respectability. Your family connections were useful. Your willingness to finance my ambitions was convenient. She shrugged. Was I in love with you? Maybe at the beginning. But love doesn't pay the bills, Mark. Or provide the lifestyle I deserve. And what about the photos? I asked. The blackmail material? A flicker of genuine surprise crossed her face. They've been busy. Why, Amy? Why all of this? The lies, the manipulation. Because I could, she said simply. Because it was easy. You wanted so badly to believe in our perfect marriage that you never questioned anything. Do you know how many girls' nights were actually work? How many continuing education seminars were weekends with clients? You saw what you wanted to see. I felt hollow inside. And now? Her expression hardened. And now you have a choice. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is you walk away with your dignity intact. We divorce quietly. You don't tell anyone about my business. And I don't tell everyone what a blind, pathetic fool they've been. The hard way. Well, I have friends, Mark. Powerful friends who wouldn't appreciate their private arrangements becoming public knowledge. She was threatening me. My wife of 8 years was actually threatening me. Is that what David was? A powerful friend. David was a mistake, she admitted. Mixing business and pleasure with someone who knew you. But the others? Let's just say they have a lot more to lose than you do if this gets messy. I stood there, looking at this stranger who wore my wife's face, feeling a strange sense of clarity. This woman had used me, betrayed me, stolen from me, and now was threatening me. And somehow, in this moment, I finally saw her clearly for the first time. I'll be filing for divorce tomorrow, I said calmly. What happens after that depends entirely on you. As I turned to leave, she called after me. Think carefully about your next move, Mark. I have evidence too. Photos of you with that intern from your company Christmas party 3 years ago. Remember her? How drunk you both were. I stopped cold. Nothing happened with Jenna. We talked, that's all. Amy smiled thinly. That's not what the photos suggest. And not what she'll say happened if I pay her enough. The threat was clear. If I exposed her, she would fabricate evidence to destroy me too. I left the house feeling like I was in some twisted psychological thriller. My wife wasn't just a cheater or even just running an illegal side business. She was a sociopath who had contingency plans for her contingency plans. Back at Jake's place, I told him about the confrontation. His face grew grim as I explained Amy's threats. You need to go to the police now, he insisted. Before she has time to destroy evidence or worse. I agreed. But first, I made copies of everything I documented and stored them in multiple secure locations. If anything happened to me, the truth would still come out. What I didn't know then was that Amy had already set her countermeasures in motion. By the time I woke up the next morning, my life would be in even more ruins than I could have imagined. I woke up the next morning to my phone exploding with notifications. Texts, missed calls, emails from my boss, mother, friends, all expressing shock and concern. Amy had made her move. She posted a lengthy Facebook message at 3 a.m., claiming she was leaving me because of my emotional manipulation, financial abuse of her business, and an inappropriate relationship with Jenna, the intern from my company. She crafted the perfect victim narrative, painting herself as a woman escaping a toxic marriage. The post had hundreds of comments already, with friends taking sides and family expressing shock. Even Jenna had commented, backing Amy's story with vague but damning statements. I immediately called Carolyn, my lawyer, who had already seen everything. Don't respond publicly. Don't talk to anyone. Come to my office immediately, she ordered. At her office, Carolyn explained, this is character assassination, but it's also an opportunity. She's playing her hand too aggressively, too early. She's panicking because she knows what you found. People confident in their position don't launch nuclear strikes at 3 a.m. Our plan was to file for divorce citing irreconcilable differences while quietly meeting with the district attorney about the evidence of illegal activity at the salon. That same day, I received an unexpected call from Tom, my direct report at work, one of Amy's lovers. 2 hours later, he met me and Carolyn, looking terrible, pale, sleep-deprived, guilty. Amy's lying about everything. And I can prove it, he said, explaining how she blackmailed him with compromising photos when he discovered her business at the salon. Tom played a recording of Amy coolly explaining her business model, and how he could either be a paying client or a cautionary tale. By that afternoon, 3 more men came forward with similar stories and evidence of Amy's blackmail scheme. With this new evidence, we filed for divorce and submitted a sealed affidavit outlining Amy's activities. Carolyn also arranged a meeting with a detective from the Financial Crimes Unit. That evening, I received a text from an unknown number. Back door unlocked. Come alone. 15 minutes. It was our house. Against better judgment, I went. I found Amy upstairs, sitting on the floor surrounded by scattered papers, the contents of her secret drawer around her, mascara streaking her face. It wasn't supposed to be like this, she said. It was just supposed to be extra money at first. Then an adventure. Then it became a criminal enterprise. I finished. A business. A successful one. Until you ruined everything, she replied bitterly. Even caught in the ruins of her schemes, I was still somehow the villain. She asked me there to see her downfall. Clients abandoning her. Salon staff quitting after someone tipped them off about what was happening after hours. You did this to yourself, I said quietly. Every step of the way, these were your choices. Her expression hardened. Get out, take your victory and go. But remember, Mark, I know how to rebuild. I've done it before. Over the next weeks, events moved quickly. The DA opened an investigation, and more witnesses came forward, including Maya, the salon receptionist who provided records of off-book payments and appointments. The divorce proceedings were surprisingly fast. The judge was unmoved by Amy's tearful performance, especially after seeing evidence from multiple sources. Her accusations about me and Jenna collapsed when Jenna recanted, admitting Amy had paid her $2,000 to corroborate the false story. I was awarded the house and most joint assets. Amy was ordered to repay misappropriated funds. The salon was seized as evidence. Amy took a plea deal, with multiple counts reduced to tax evasion and fraud in exchange for cooperation in taking down some prominent clients, including a local judge and state senator who had protected her operation. She received 3 years, eligible for parole in 18 months. The social media nightmare eventually died down as the truth emerged. Friends who had abandoned me apologized. My company welcomed me back after clearing me of wrongdoing. Even my strained relationship with my parents began to heal. It's been 6 months since the divorce. The salon was sold, proceeds split after legal fees and restitution. I moved to a new city for a fresh start, taking a job offer that would have been impossible while supporting Amy's dream. Sometimes, I still wake up wondering how I could have been so blind. My therapist says it's not uncommon for victims of master manipulators to blame themselves. Yesterday, I received a letter from Amy's prison. I haven't opened it. I am not sure I ever will. Some chapters need to stay closed. If there's a lesson in all this, it's that you never truly know someone, not completely. But also that the truth, however painful, eventually finds its way to the surface. I don't know what the future holds, but for the first time in years, I am living an honest life. No facades, no deceptions, just the unvarnished truth of who I am and what I survived. And somehow, that feels like enough. Hello, guys. Thanks for making it to the end of this crazy story. If this is your first time on my channel, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible stories on Reddit like this one. Comment below on what you think I should have done differently with Amy, or if you ever experienced something similar. Your participation really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so you never miss when I post new content. I drop fresh Reddit stories every day.